I'm Jason Little, and this is 10 minutes off the top of my head. We're discovering now who they are. Who they are. They're watching you, and they are the Illuminati. The Illuminati, not to be used as a noun, as in a specific group with that name that's trying to take over the world, but as an adjective to describe those who have been illuminated by the mystery schools. And I mentioned the word mystery schools. There's the Babylonian mystery schools. There's the Egyptian mystery schools. There's the Greek mystery schools. There's the Oriental mystery schools. There's the Indo-European, the Indo-European mystery schools. There's all these mystery schools. They have a lot in common. They don't all teach the same exact thing, but they have a lot in common. And it all comes back to paganism and neo-paganism. What do they teach? Well, this is one of the things that they teach that binds them all together. One of the many things that bind them together is this idea. Adam and Eve were in the garden. They were hanging out, chilling, doing their thing. Along comes the serpent and says, hey, y'all know God's trying to hide something from you. He doesn't want you to know. He's trying to keep a secret from you, a mystery. And that is that if you eat out of that tree over there, the one he told you not to, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you'll become a god just like him. Come on, let's go. And so they ate from the tree. Of course, the serpent beguiled Eve, and Eve gave it to Adam, and Adam ate it. God kicked him out. And then the mystery schools say that Satan, the devil, the illuminated one, the Lucifer, the light bringer, made the clothes for them and protected them from God. And that he's really the good guy, and God, Jehovah, is really the bad guy. That's one thing that they all have in common. And that's the basis for their knowledge, the mysteries of the universe. Lucifer was going to, Lightbringer, was going to teach them, Adam and Eve, the mysteries of the universe. And so they set Jehovah up as the bad guy, and Lucifer is the good guy, which is exactly the opposite of what the truth is, and exactly the opposite of what God does. God is not keeping anything from us. God has revealed everything to us in the Bible. He did it in a progressive manner throughout the Bible, and we see this. For instance, Abraham didn't know what Moses knew. Moses didn't know what the apostles knew, and so on and so forth. And now we have all this information, and we understand there was a mystery of the church, the mystery of the cross, the mystery of the Messiah. All these things have been revealed, and God wants us to know him personally, intimately, and forever. He wants us to be saved. He wants us to know him. He wants us to fellowship with him. He wants us to be with him forever. He's not trying to hide anything from us. But the Illuminists look at it the opposite, that Lucifer is trying to reveal the truths to us, and we, his willing subjects, will be grateful in serving him by getting this secret knowledge. Now, this is played out in many different ways, and there's been countless organizations through time that have carried out the goals of Satan. You remember I told you in the last video that he works on a multi-dimensional plane, whereas we work on a one-dimensional plane. We get up, we go to work, we spend time with our families, we go to church, and that's it. Satan is working throughout all aspects of our society. He's working in the music industry. He's working in the entertainment industry as a whole, music industry specifically, movies, television, books, magazines, literature, everything. He's all encompassing all of that stuff. We see him in the government. We see him at the highest levels of every government of the United States, or every government of the United States, every government of the world. He's working, and there's conspiracies on top of conspiracies within conspiracies that don't look like conspiracies at all. You say, well, why, if these things are all true, why doesn't somebody come out and blow the whistle and start telling you about these things? Well, people have. People have. And you know what happens to them? They get relegated to the ash bin of history. They get painted in such a way as they're nut jobs. They're crazies. They don't know what they're talking about. They're making the stuff up. People like Fritz Springmeier, people like Kathy O'Brien. You can look these up on YouTube. You can see their stories and a whole list of other folks that have come down through the ages, through this last times, that have told us things, that have said these things are going on, these things are happening. Trauma-based mind control is a real thing. It's happened. in the United States of America, MK Ultra, Monarch projects, all these kind of things. They're realities. They're real. They're going on, and they're based on Illuminist philosophies and Illuminist goals. Now, you would also say, well, then why isn't somebody coming forward and telling us about it who's on the outside but can see these things happening on the inside? I'm telling you, it has happened over and over again. Secrets are being revealed. Things that are going on, people that are telling other people about what's really happening, and nobody believes them because it's too fantastical. It's too outrageous. It's too ridiculous. We don't want to believe it because it's too painful. If it's really happening, it's too painful. But I believe that it really is happening, and these are they that are controlling the world. The guy that you watch on TV, on Fox News, he's part of them. Yeah, that's right. I said it. He's part of them. The guy that you're watching on TV, on CNN, he's part of them too. And the guy that you're watching on ABC, NBC, and CBS, he's part of them. And that actor that you like, he's part of them. And that singer that you like, she's part of them. Now, I'm not saying that every single one of these are nefarious little imps trying to take over the world, but they're doing their part, whether willingly or unwillingly. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying every single one of them. I don't want you to think that either, because some of them are useful idiots. They're tools of those that are in charge. They're tools of the they, and they're being used for the purposes of they. And what is the purpose? Well, there's a place in Georgia, and I don't know where it is, and I apologize. I should have looked it up before I made the video. But there's a place, and you can look it up very simply in Google, the Georgia Guidestones, which gives you their agenda. And it's scary, and it's frightening, but it lines up with what we can read in Scripture about what the one world government wants to do. There are people who are globalists, that are unashamed, brazen globalists. People like George H.W. Bush, former president of the United States, an absolute 100% globalist. People like Mikhail Gorbachev, globalist. People like John Kerry, globalist. People like Barack Obama, globalist. Mostly all of the people that are in our government are globalists. John McCain, he's a globalist. These people want to see a one world government take control of the entire world. And what's their ultimate goal? To bring peace. That's their goal. They want peace on the earth. Now, it doesn't sound so bad, does it? But does it sound so good when that peace comes at the expense of all of your human rights? Not only your human rights, but your God-given rights that God himself has given to us. You know, the stuff that's in the Declaration of Independence, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Is it okay if we have to give up some of those in order to achieve world peace? My answer is no. My answer is the price is not worth the outcome, because there will never be world peace. There will never be a time in the history of this earth, and never has been a time in the history of this earth, when there has been peace on earth. It will happen. It will happen, but not the way that they're thinking it's going to happen. It's going to happen when Christ comes again, and when he sets up his millennial kingdom on this earth. I'm absolutely 100% a premillennialist. I believe with all my heart that Jesus is coming again, and that when he does, he's going to set up on this earth a millennial reign, a 1,000-year reign in which he will be the leader of the world, and there will be peace. Oh, my goodness. So now we know who they are. And we set up the parameters to understand, or some of the parameters to understand this great blessing. Number one, that Satan is real, that he is evil, and that he is in control of a vast conspiracy of people that are they that are trying to dominate and control this entire earth. Number two, that all of us suffer from cognitive dissonance. That is, that once we believe something, we believe it so fiercely and so much that when we're presented with other evidence that contradicts what we believe, we reject it, and we start calling names, and we start making excuses for why the evidence, which is obvious, is incorrect and foolish and wrong, and you're an idiot for saying the contrary to what we believed. And then number three, We need to believe what we believe, and we need to know why we believe what we believe. We need to believe something, but know why we believe what we believe, and that does not include because somebody told me to believe it or because I was taught that way. Now, you believe that 2 plus 2 is 4. And I would agree with you that 2 plus 2 is 4. But why do I believe that 2 plus 2 is 4? Well, because one day I took 2 apples and I took 2 other apples and I put them all together and I counted them and I saw 1, 2, 3, 4 apples. 2 plus 2 does indeed equal 4. But 2 plus 2 does not equal 3, and it does not equal 1, and it does not equal 17. It equals 4. I can demonstrate that over and over again. I can get 2 M&Ms and 2 other M&Ms, and they equal 4. But I can make 2 plus 2 equal 4, and then I can make it equal 0 with M&Ms, if you know what I mean. So you have to understand those principles. Satan is real. Satan has a plan. Satan is a liar and the father of lies. That's how I described it in another video, and I want to keep with that. Satan is a liar and the father of lies. We suffer from cognitive dissonance, and we must understand why we believe what we believe. So with that basis, we're going to move forward now. We know who they are. They're the Illuminists, the Illuminati, which is not a noun. It is an adjective to describe those who have been illuminated, those who believe pretty much the opposite of what the Bible teaches. So we're going to move forward from there, and we're going to look into some things that are going to blow your mind, if it hasn't already been blown. So God bless you. See you on the next video.